Hello everybody. This is Southport Park. It's a pretty little park about 10 acres large and a nice getaway. Local folks can come here and have a peaceful walk. But inside this park is a little bit of a mystery. But first, here's a little history about Southport Park. The park here was once land owned by the neighboring railroad, and it sat as a quiet little wooded lot. Then around 1912, the railroad clear-cut the entire parcel for lumber. And the people at Southport were faced with a barren landscape of tree stumps and sawdust. But the town soon rallied, and in 1914, Milton Lacey purchased the property. He and other civic-minded leaders formed an association, they planted trees, and trails were cut. And a new public park was born. And that's where this story begins. It's the story of one man, Cyrus Sherwood Bradley, and his gift to the park, these two large stones. Now, these stones could be easily confused with any of the other things in the playground here. But they're much more. They are not carved, they're natural. Mr. Bradley had these rocks set in the park at his own expense. He said that they represent two local Sasqua Indians, a mother and a daughter, and they take the form of waterfowl. It's easy to see two ducks or two geese, but was Cyrus Bradley right about the Indian connection? Well, he probably was. Mr. Bradley was an amateur archaeologist. He was an expert on the local Native American history. He wrote books. He studied native dialects, and he amassed a large collection of Indian artifacts. In fact, the pictures you've been seeing are from the Cyrus Sherwood Bradley collection. Back to the rocks. Rocks like this have been pulled from the fields of New England for centuries. And when farmers find them, quite often they place them in prominent positions around their properties, sometimes on a road front or next to an entry walk. And I've seen them myself. On rural roadsides, I've seen them in Fairfield County right here, as well as Westchester, Putnam, and Dutchess County in New York. In fact, there are two more examples right here in Southport Park. I recently visited one such stone in New Rochelle, New York. This is the Indian Image Stone, and it's at the historical Thomas Paine Cottage. There are legends that the local Siwanoy celebrated a harvest ceremony around this very rock. Now, my favorite expert on rock art in New England was also very interested in these strange animal and human-shaped rocks. He was the Reverend Ezra Stiles, president of Yale from 1778 till 1795. Now, Stiles studied many of these stones from Connecticut to Maine, and he believed that they were Indian idols or god stones. Here is a drawing the Reverend made of one of those Indian god stones. Ezra Stiles recorded one story of such a stone being used in a funeral service by local natives. The Reverend Stiles also found an Indian godstone in a typical farmer's wall. And so, Cyrus Sherwood Bradley left us a bit of a mystery here in this park. Were these beautifully shaped natural stones sacred to the local tribes, or just another example of similar rocks found throughout the region? And we'll probably never know. But come to Southport Park, take a look for yourself, and keep an eye open on your next hike. Lying on a ridge or built into a rock wall, you might just find your own Indian godstone. Thanks for watching.